If you want a high paying job in 2025, what are the skills that you should learn and what are the courses you can do to learn them? मैंने काफ़ी सारे reports read किए, अपने batchmates के साथ discussion किया कि what are the skills their company is forcing them to learn and compile किया है एक list of 5 critical skills that you should definitely know in 2025. याद रखना ऐसे काफ़ी सारे skills थे, for example cloud computing, cyber security, which came across as important. However, those are important for a specific role, for a specific domain. For example, अगर आप tech domain से हो, only then those skills will be important. However, इस वीडियो में मैंने जो कंपाइल किया है, those particular skills are domain agnostic. That is, आप टेक में हो, मार्केटिंग में हो, फाइनेंस में हो, आप किसी भी डोमेन में हो, ये particular skill will be important for 80% of the roles that exist in the market. So let's start with the skills and the courses that you should definitely do in 2025, and the first one is that of generative AI. Generative AI is already a buzzword and the importance is going to increase in the coming few years as well. And if you want to understand the impact and importance that the skill will have, imagine someone not having the understanding or not knowing how to search things on Google today or even a few years back. Will that person ever get a job? In fact, that skill is so basic today that no one puts it on CV. Everyone is expected to know that. Generative AI is going to have the same impact. Generative AI will become a skill so basic that everyone will be expected to know that, without which it will be very difficult to find a job in any domain, whether you are in coding, whether you are in management field. It will be very, very important to know generative AI. So what exactly is generative AI? At the very foundation, it's about creating content by the machine that does not exist before. It can be images, videos, it can be music, program, or anything. To give you a simple example, suppose there's a digital calculator. How does it operate? Basically, a program has been encoded into a digital calculator, and for the user now it's very easy to operate. They can just click on buttons and operate it. Basically, there's a program that has been encoded to make it work. Now, what will generative AI do for you is make sure that any simple person can generate the program itself, not only the digital calculator, operation of the digital calculator, but they can generate that digital calculator by using simple text prompts. Basically, a new program will be created which probably did not exist before. So that is the level of skill that generative AI will take humans to. And if supposedly someone is very competent in a particular field, they also have to be aware, because less competent people will also have a great chance of becoming equally competent with the use of generative AI. And in any other field as well, for example, management field where people create thousands of presentation every year, generative AI is going to make it very easy. Just with a few text prompts, you can create presentations. It has already started. There are a number of free websites available as well where you can just feed some text prompts for what kind of presentation you want, and it will create an entire presentation for you. Obviously, it is going to get much more sophisticated. So making PowerPoint presentations will not remain a skill anymore. What will be your skill is what data you want to present, what content you want the machine to produce, and obviously feeding the right commands to the machine so that you get the exact output that you want. Those are the skills that will remain. Even on Excel, if once you feed the data, making those models will not be a skill anymore. What will be important is what kind of model you want to create and how do you feed that particular data and feed that particular command into the machine so that it makes the entire business model, financial model, whatever you want to create, it creates that for you. And how do you learn this particular skill? There are two courses that I can recommend you. First one is Generative AI for Everyone by Deep Learning. You can do this particular course that will give you a very fundamental idea, or in replacement of this course you can also pursue another course that is Generative AI Fundamentals. This is by IBM, so you can do any one of these courses. And after this there is another course that you should definitely do, and that is Microsoft Generative AI for Data Analytics. This is a course obviously by Microsoft. This is something that you should definitely do no matter which field you are in: marketing, operations, finance, data analytics, or even say technical field. You should be knowing this particular skill, that how generative AI can impact data analytics, because data is an important skill. That is something that generative AI is going to impact. So definitely do this particular course as well. And remember, you can do these courses for free. Obviously, for a certificate you would need to pay, but the idea is certificate is not important. In a few years, as I said, generative AI is going to become such a skill that you would not even need to put it on a CV. You would be expected to know that irrespective of whatever you do in any particular field. That's why certificate is not really important. What is more important is you learn this particular skill, and these two particular courses will definitely help you do that. Moving to the next skill, and now we'll move a bit fast, but before that, let me tell you, a lot of regular viewers of the channel have not yet subscribed to the channel. If you are one of them, do consider subscribing because it's obviously free for you, but but it definitely helps me a lot and helps you stay updated as well with these kind of career related videos. So thank you for considering, and let's move ahead. The next important skill is going to be on data skills and business intelligence. As you know, data analytics is definitely an important skill, and as I said, generative AI is definitely going to change a lot of things, but still certain, if you are in data analytics, R, Python, these are certain tools that you have to know, and Excel is something that you still have to know. No matter generative AI is going to replace it, is going to change the way we use Excel, but you at least have to know how to perform functions on data using Excel in any field, no matter in which field you are. At this point of time, if you don't know Excel, you are definitely not good for a job. So that's why you need to learn this skill. And when I say data skills, it's not only about performing operations on data and just using the tools. If you're just good at using the tools, then definitely generative AI is going to replace you. But where generative AI is not going to replace is if you know how to basically present that data in a structured way, how to draw insights from that data. That is the skill that is going to be very, very important. So in real life, whenever you get data, it will be in a very unstructured manner. Can you structure that data to present the right insights? Business intelligence is an important skill where basically you present that data in a very visual format so that it becomes simple to digest for any leadership. Now, it's very, very important that you present the right insights from those visuals. You just don't create any graph. So having that insight, that what kind of visualization you can do, that is a skill that will be relevant. People who use Tableau would know about it, about business intelligence, that how important it is to present certain data. Maybe AI will replace the way you use Tableau. However, it will certainly not replace your thinking that what kind of data can be presented. Maybe AI can support you at this point of time, but you have to use your brain behind that. And that is an important skill that will always be useful. So data skills will definitely be very, very useful. Not even data skills, it's actually number skills as well. So that you see a particular data and you understand any numbers, any data you see, and you understand what kind of modeling can be done on that particular data, what kind of analytics you can do on that particular data, whether you can do an A/B test, what kind of data extra you need to perform certain functions that you want to do. So those are certain skills that will remain, and for that you need to work on data, you need to work in real life. And obviously there are courses to learn this particular skill, but the best way to learn this is actually doing internships and by actually working, because that's where you see the amalgamation of business and data. How do they come together? How do you draw insights for a business from data? That's actually the best way of learning. But obviously if you're not someone who's getting internships or someone who is already working, you can do certain courses. So one of the courses I will suggest is data analytics for business. It's by Georgia Tech University. It's available on edX. You can do this particular course. It's a good course to start with. And another one is analyzing data with Excel. That's another course by IBM. Again, you will get this particular course on edX. You can do this as well. And if you want to learn Excel, if you don't know Excel, if you want to learn it from basic to advanced, you can watch a particular channel, Trump Excel, where it will take you through all the videos from basic to advanced level in Excel. Obviously Excel is going to be an important skill for a foreseeable future. At least if you don't know even the basics, yes, AI is going to change a lot of things on Excel, the way you interact with Excel and everything. However, if you don't know basic Excel, then obviously it's going to be very difficult for you to adjust to the new AI environment too. So definitely if you don't know Excel, go watch this particular channel, Trump Excel. You will learn everything on this particular channel. No need to buy any course or anything of that sort. The next important skill is content marketing, and anyone in marketing, sales field, or doing their own business, entrepreneurship should know this particular skill. Content marketing is very, very important for your distribution in today's age. And it's not only about like content creation on Instagram. Content creation on any platform, say LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, is one part of content marketing, but there are many aspects to this skill. So you have to understand everything about digital marketing here, how to basically operate in e-commerce environment, how to do performance marketing, SEO, everything needs to be learned. And especially if you're in sales or marketing field, you have to know this, because if your business, if whatever company you're working in does not exist in the digital world, it is practically non-existent for the consumers. So you definitely have to do this, especially if you're in business or entrepreneurship. You obviously have to create your content. You have to put yourself out to the world in the digital world as well. So that's definitely very, very important skill. And certain courses that I can recommend you for this particular skill, one of them is strategy for content marketing. It's a course by University of California. You will get this on Coursera. And there's another course which is on Google, by Google. So it's Google Digital Marketing and E-commerce. You can do this particular course as well. There's another very, very good course on this particular domain, and that is digital marketing course that's available on Coursera. It's by University of Illinois Urbana. It's a very, very good course, and I think this is one of the courses that you can definitely do. Even if you do not buy the certificate, it does not matter. You should definitely go through the course material of this particular course. It will give you really, really good insights on digital marketing. The next important important skill is problem solving, and you can also call it creative or critical thinking. Now, this at the foundation looks obviously very simple, right? A company will have a problem and you will be hired to solve that problem. So, obviously, you need to have a problem solving skill. And more important question is it even a learnable skill? Yes, definitely it is. You can learn this skill, and it's not only about solving the problem, it's about breaking a problem into its finest components, understanding the root cause behind it. Especially in consulting, the consultants are paid so highly just because of this one particular skill. When clients come to a particular consultant, say that this is my problem, you need to solve it, the consultants actually break it down into its simple components. And a lot of time the consultants might even say the company that, you know what, you thought that this is your particular problem, but we went to the root cause and we know that this is not the actual problem. The actual problem exists much before that, so we are going to solve for X and not Y, and that will automatically solve your problem for Y as well. So we are going to the root cause, and that's a very, very important skill to have. And the very, very important approach here is the first principle thinking. Even Elon Musk mentions it, that first principle, how important is first principle thinking, and how he will hire people who only have this first principle thinking approach. And let me tell you, and let's understand what exactly is this first principle thinking. So now suppose a company comes to you and tells you that we want to launch a startup where we want to solve the problem of people's expenses on their laundry, and for that we are thinking about, say, cheaper washing machines. And is that a good solution? It can be one of the solution, but for having more options, the idea about first principle thinking is you break down the original problem into its finest components, and then you will get a lot of options to have the answer. For example, the original problem is expenses on the laundry. So why are the people making their expenses on the laundry? Because they want to clean their clothes. Why do they need to clean the clothes? Because the clothes get dirty. Why do the clothes get dirty? Because probably dirt, bacteria gets attached to the particular piece of cloth, and that's why it gets dirty, and we need to remove those stains or whatever we have. And now what you have done is you have broken down this problem into its finest components. Now there can be many options available. For example, you can say, because dirt and the bacteria sticks to a particular piece of clothing, can you develop a fabric which does not allow dirt and bacteria to stick to it? Then the clothes will not become dirty, and you would not even need to do laundry. So you develop a fabric like that? Probably that can be another solution to decrease people's expenses on laundry, by thinking in a very tangential and in a different way. So this is first principle thinking. This also is critical thinking, creative thinking as well. And definitely you can learn this skill as well. One of the free resource that I can suggest you definitely is Victor Cheng's YouTube channel. You can go to that YouTube channel. There are a lot of cases, business cases that you can solve in that particular. It will teach you different methods to solve those business cases. And any consultant who joins a particular firm has to go through a consulting case interview. Basically, they will see Victor Cheng's YouTube channel only, how to approach those case interviews, where they are teaching how to break down a particular problem to its root causes, and obviously solve and approach that particular problem. So that's a very important resource. You can watch that. After that as well, there are specific courses as well that you can use here. One of them is creative problem solving. It's a very, very small course by University of Minnesota, so you can do that on Coursera. Very small course, you can complete that very quickly. Another course on solving problems with creative and critical thinking. This is a course by IBM. You can watch this one as well, and it definitely will give you a very, very good starting point. The next important skill is user experience, or product development is also a part of it, or at the core of it, you can say it's about customer empathy is the skill. Now, no matter you're doing a job or a business in any function, your business would be selling some product or service to a consumer, and you need to understand those consumers to fulfill your job perfectly. Now, it can be about, say, user research, it can be about requirements gathering, it can be about mapping the customer journey, and sometimes it might also happen that you cannot ask direct question to the consumer, because even the consumer might not know what exactly is the need that they have, and you have to understand from your research. You need to fill the customer's shoes and understand what exactly is the type of product I can do. And user experience is also about, suppose a particular customer is interacting with your product, say it's a digital product, they are interacting with your application. So where exactly will that particular person first look? How will that particular person interact? Where will that particular person drop off, or where will that particular person interact more? These are certain things that you need to know, and you can only know this if you have good clarity over user experience, about user research, and great skill of product development as well. And there's this one particular course I can definitely suggest, Google UX Design Professional Certificate. You can do this course. In fact, even I have done this course. I needed this particular skill for one of the projects that I was working on, and this particular course will take you from end to end, how to plan your research studies, how to conduct those studies, and how to synthesize and analyze your findings. So this is a very good course that you can definitely do. It will give you a very good basic understanding. And after that, this is also one skill that you can develop while working, while doing it again and again, interacting with consumers, synthesizing your findings, mapping out those customer journeys, making those user research studies. That is how you will develop this particular skill. And once you do this user experience course, there's another course that I can suggest you. Not very important, but still you can do that if you really want. It's a course basically for product development. So there's this specialization on Coursera, which is like product ideation, design, and management specialization. Within this specialization, basically there are two courses that you can do. You do not need to do all the 5 courses that are there. The 2 courses that you can do here is, first is establishing the product market fit, and another one is creative design, prototyping, and testing. You do these two particular courses under this specialization, and that will also give you a very good idea about product development. And also there will be some aspects of user experience, user research in these particular courses as well. So these are certain skills that you should definitely know. And remember, just knowing these skills is not enough. It is also about putting it in the right way in your CV or resume, because if you do not put it in the right way in your CV or resume, no matter how many skills you have, you will not get a job, or you will not get a call from the recruiter. So that's very important as well. And I made a specific video on that particular aspect as well, that how you can make your perfect resume, how you can make an ATS friendly resume, what's the right resume template that you can use. If you have not watched that video, you can see on the screen. And अगर आप interested हो, मैं आपसे वहाँ मिलता हूँ.